Priyadarshini,
Yes, ma'am.
please go ahead.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's talk. I request everyone to please stand up for Vande Mataram.
वन्दे मातरम् सुजला सुफला
వచ్చింది.
చూసాను ఫార్వర్డ్
సో
చేశాను. మీరు ఎక్కడి నుంచి తెలుగు మాట్లాడుతున్నారు?
విజయవాడనండి.
విజయవాడ. ఓ మా బాబు అయితే
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Dr. Venkatesh. Okay, in spite of busy schedule, you could make it on time, and all our students are on YouTube streaming link, so that their mics and other things will not be disturbing us. And some 2-3 students are given this Google Meet link, so you may not find other people, but they are there on the line, and there are about 128 students or so in this first year class, for your information. And
Sure, sir.
very specific to IIIT Tiruchirappalli is there are about 50 girl students quota. Okay, 84 normal students, both boys and girls can join under 84 okay category, but exclusively we have kept 50 students with the support of you BOG members. Okay, and yeah, good number of them have joined this time, and the girls hostel is getting ready. Okay, only a net connection is the issue. Otherwise, we would have taken all the students onto our campus. And within a month, we hope the net connection will be made for them also. We are providing 100 Mbps line to the rooms of the students, girls as well as boys. Okay, it is fiber to the rooms. Okay, that is a thing what we are providing them so that they'll have a good net access, and okay, we'll be able to do a good job out of it. So that's how the things are happening here, and we welcome you to the campus to visit us. Even 10 days ago, we had a minister's visit. Okay, Minister of State, okay, Dr. Sarkar has visited us, and he was very happy to see the facilities and many other things here. So at this time, I would like to thank the Infosys Foundation for sponsoring the girls' hostel, which is very unique to this IIIT campus. Okay, other than IIIT Dharwad, where Dr. Sudhamurthy is the chairperson, this is the only IIIT which has got this sort of a facility. And because of that only, we could increase the girls quota this from this academic year onwards. And coming to the students' point of view, I'm sorry I was not able to meet you last week because of my other prior engagement. And today, what I would like to say is welcome to IIIT Tiruchirappalli, and congratulations to all the students as well as their proud parents for making it to this IIIT Tiruchirappalli. And we are now working from our permanent campus, which we could make it within the last 2 years COVID time. Okay. And thanks to the support of many officials in the central government, state government, and also the industry partners like TCS, Cognizant, and Ramco and Elcott for their gesture. And we also have good rapport of these industry people in our academic activities, also in the Senate as well as in other committees. Also, there are also members and guiding us in many aspects. And this institute is I think about 8 years old in that sense, and we are having this B.Tech program from 2015, and this is a 8th batch. That way we are running 9th batch. That's what we are taking up, and hopefully you'll have very pleasant stay at our campus maybe from next month onwards. And coming back to the academics point of view, many of you must have studied last 4 years in some corporate colleges and other places where getting into JE mains and getting a good institute is the target. So now the target has been achieved. So no longer MCQs and everyday exams and all those things will be there. It's a different conventional classroom teaching that's going to go. So you all must transform yourself from coaching type of institutes to regular classwork where there will be all-round development. The most important point coming to the college is for all-round development, because you may get this sort of a degree or this sort of a skill and other things by watching YouTube videos or attending some online courses here and there and other things, but that's not the purpose of this entire B.Tech program. So I request all the parents also to have this mindset. And most important is, like, not like corporate colleges, people will not get marks in Fahrenheit. Now people get marks, grades, everything in Celsius. That means 60%, 70% only, not 98.6 or 99.4 and all these sort of numbers. So no more Fahrenheit numbers, only Celsius numbers. You all must be ready to accept. Marks and grade is not so important in the present day world of globalization. It's a skill set that's more important. And the other point most important for all the students to learn here is the attitude. The companies are coming to hire the attitude. So if you have positive attitude and right skill set, then getting a job or getting other things is not at all difficult in the present situation. So I request all the members to strive to have good attitude at the end of the day, and also good skill set, and then the grades and other things. So with this, I request Dr. Venkatesh to start. Before that, I think your introduction will be there, sir. Just wait a minute. Okay, Dr. Kamakshi, you may please proceed. I'm done.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Let me introduce our speaker. Dr. Venkatesh is the Chief Scientist at Tata Consultancy Services, TCS. He heads the Next Generation Smart Grids Research Program at TCS Research and Innovation. He has 18 years of experience in academic research, corporate research, and IP-driven product development. Sir obtained his PhD in Computer Science and Engineering from the Pennsylvania State University, USA in 2003. He has published more than 60 papers in research conferences and journals. He received the Best Paper Award in ASEAN Association for Computing Machinery International Conference on Future Energy Systems in 2015, and also won the Best Paper Run-Up in Communication Systems and Networks Workshop in 2018. He has also been on the program committee of leading conferences on future energy systems. He worked as an assistant as well as associate professor in the Computer Science Department of Oklahoma State University, and then joined TCS in 2009. He received the Distinguished Scientist Award from TCS Research in 2018. He is a senior member of ASEAN from 2021. We are pleased to have you among us, sir.
Thank you so much for your kind introduction. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. faculty, director sir, faculty, and all the students. Very happy to be here, and also I feel humbled to have been asked to present to the students, first year students more specifically. Thank you so much for this opportunity. So maybe what I'll do is today it's more about, I'll just keep it very generic. Maybe I'll talk for 10, 15 minutes or so. It will be more about what kind of opportunities lie in information technology in associated disciplines, and what are the key topics that uh, we foresee to be the hot topics for the next 5 to 10 years or so, as you see from the industry. And so that I just wanted to share this because so that in your first year, students will have a ample time to train themselves in any of these topics. And I'll also touch upon some soft skills that are needed for students graduating from institutes. Okay, maybe with that, I'll just maybe wind up my talk, and I'll maybe, depending on the time, we may have one or two time for a few questions. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Please let me know once you're able to see it. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So yeah, it's more about future of IT, my perspectives, because I thought about this topic for two reasons. Number one, as young students, maybe you would want to know uh, what to do or what topics to focus on. Is there a future for what I have taken, what I'm pursuing as an undergraduate degree? Those sort of questions. That's number one. Number two is, recently you might have heard about layoffs happening in Facebook, Twitter, and all those things. So some of you might even be thinking, did I land up in the right institute, or should I join some other discipline? Okay, just to sort of remove all such doubts, I thought maybe I start with this topic. To make the long answer short, you are in an extremely good discipline. Okay, information technology, computer science, communications, and even energy systems. These are all extremely hot topics at the moment. They will continue to remain hot for the next decade or so, even more than that. So please don't have any doubts. You have joined the right discipline, and probably you should make the full use of it, full use of your time at IIIT Trichy. Okay, so that's the summary of this presentation. Now let me sort of go through the details. Okay, so is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. Visible,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Thank you so much. Okay, so again, see, the fact of the issue is about bulk of the graduates who finish their engineering in India. Bulk of them, I would not say a majority, a significant fraction of them, they end up in information technology or IT sector in India. Okay, I mean, even myself, my undergraduate is in electrical and electronics engineering, my PhD in computer science, but I sort of now I am in IT company. I'm extremely happy about it. Okay, so see, you may hear people saying different things, but once you enter a good group, you will really like it. Okay, so this is about the IT sector in India. Okay, it will grow, it will continue to grow, and to give some statistics, all these numbers have been taken from NASCOM, which is the society that is the industry body which is sort of manages the IT sector in India. Okay, if you look at the last year, we had roughly 16% year-on-year growth. Okay, this sort of growth is sort of highest in the last decade, which means you are entering the industry at the right time. Okay, and the IT sector is contributing to roughly 10% of India's GDP. The single industry contributing to 10% of GDP is no joke. Okay, and I think director touched about diversity, having more women students. I'm extremely happy about it. And even if you look at the gender diversity in information technology, we roughly have 2 million women employees. Okay, so which means for women, IT sector offers a lot of flexibility, which may not be available in other sectors. So in that sense, it's well suited for women as well as for, I would say, working parents who have kids at home. Okay, IT sector is probably the best that can support their that can give them flexibility. Okay, and it's not only IT, we also looking at the sort of associated ecosystem as well. India is the third largest tech startup ecosystem in the world after US and China. India has a lot of tech startups coming in, and the good thing about tech startups is that it's not only happening in Bangalore, it's happening almost across entire country. We have startups happening in Chennai, we have startups happening in Delhi, so on. So the startup ecosystem is quite extremely healthy in India, and if someone is not keen on joining a big IT behemoth, there are always a lot of opportunities to join startups, okay, or even start your own company for that matter. So this is just to tell you that the Indian IT sector is in a very good position. It will continue to sort of keep growing, and I don't think you need to be worried at all. Okay. So now going to the next slide. So given that IT sector is sort of booming and information technology is booming, I don't mean the services sector alone. I mean tech startup and all those things as well. So what kind of skills are, what do the CEOs, okay, chief executive officers, the heads of the various companies that run these technology, organizations in India, what do they think about IT IT sector in general? Okay, so the first thing is they see a very healthy demand. What do I mean by this? Today, I mean, we saw that industry grew like 16% last year. Or does it mean that it will continue to grow throughout the coming years? So that's what this says. Okay, the demand trends are very positive, which means the growth trajectory, the growth rate will keep increasing. It will be a good number. And thank you, sir. And now these days, companies are much more focused on their employees. They have recognized that employees are their main assets. Okay, good good employees will make a big difference to the organization. So they are spending a lot of time to attract good people, good talent, and they are also spending a lot of efforts to make sure that good people who have joined them continue to stay there. And that's one thing. And if you look at the what are the key areas, technologies that they are sort of looking at, they are looking at cybersecurity, cloud technologies, and of course AI/ML. Okay, and this is another thing probably which you need to pay attention to. Almost all the IT companies have said that they want to invest more in R&D, research and development. They are focusing on creating their own intellectual property, doing research. They want to create products rather than developing services. Services will be offered, but the services will be offered using products. I mean, recently you would have about a couple of days back you would have heard about the good news. Zoho, it's a well-known company in India. I mean, started off in fact Tamil Nadu. It's probably the first startup, so to have sort of product company to have clocked $1 billion in revenue. Okay, so we see all this positive vibe coming from all over the place, and it's sort of catching up, and all the big companies are investing in R&D to make sure that they stay competitive. So nothing to worry. So these two slides, if at all you had any doubts about joining IIIT Tiruchirappalli, asking yourself, is IT the right sector for me, or is electronics or is energy systems, is it the right, are these the right fields for me? Will I get jobs and all those things? You can be assured these are extremely good fields. and you are in the right place at the right time. So don't worry about it. Okay. So now, so we have said that we are in the right place at the right time. So what kind of what are the technology trends that are happening across the world? Okay, this data has been compiled by McKinsey. For those who don't know, McKinsey is a very big consulting company, almost the number one consulting company in the world. All the big corporations, they turn to McKinsey to seek advice. Just like the way as students we go to professors for advice, all the big companies, they go to McKinsey to receive advice on what to do, how to restructure themselves, what is it they can do better, and so on. And this McKinsey company, it has listed these as the top technologies that are going to be prevalent in the world. Okay, and this is a graph. um, the x-axis shows the interest on some topic, and the y-axis gives you the ip innovation, what is the level of innovation that is happening in this field. So this, in some sense, this innovation is also an indication of the investments that are happening in these areas. So, and the size of the circle, innovation happening R&D, and size of the circle indicates the overall investment in that particular field. So basically, bigger the circle, it means that more the investment. People are betting on those technologies to become mainstream, and the darker colors indicate that uh, a dark color indicates, in comparison to light color, that more companies have started adopting these technologies in their companies, okay, in day-to-day operations. So the one you see on the right hand side, these sort of these are the top technology trends that are happening in the world. And we know about AI, clean energy. If you don't mind, I'll just have some coffee when I'm talking, so hope it is fine with you. So clean energy corresponds to renewables, battery systems, hydrogen, and stuff like that. It's extremely important. Mobility corresponds to electric vehicles, even for that matter, mobile technologies as well. Metaverse, I think all of us know about that. Cloud and edge computing. Edge computing is where we have things like wearables. We have small system on chips, at different, in our cars, in our washing machines, in our refrigerators, air conditioners. So these are called as edge computing devices. That's going to come up in a big way. Bioengineering, right? So bioengineering stands for how do we marry engineering disciplines with biology, tissue growth, systems biology, wearables, healthcare, pacemakers, and stuff like that. That's bioengineering. Tissue culture, robotics. Okay, we people talk about prosthetics. When people talk about artificial gloves and legs, in which there are computers which manipulate the muscles, which allow people to walk. So those sort of activities are catching them in a big way. Connectivity, your 5G and stuff like that. Okay, these are the technology trends. Now, as a student, if you ask yourself, if you want to face interview 3 or 4 years from now, or even for internships for that matter, what are the top topics that you need to be worried about? You need to be prepared. Okay, so if you notice, these are the list that have been given by different experts in this field of hiring guys, people who hire people like Naukri.com and all those guys. They have listed the top technology skills that they feel the need for in prospective employees, people who want to find a job. These companies say, these websites, they say that students should be having these sort of skills. If you notice, the list of technical skills that are needed, which are suggested by different career websites, are almost the same. Cybersecurity, your blockchain, your AR VR stands for augmented reality, virtual reality. You have those goggles which people wear when playing games, right? So these are called AR VR technologies. That's extremely becoming popular. Even people who are very good designers for user interface, they are in good demand. And of course your applied AI, okay, your artificial intelligence, it's not there given explicitly, it's there in one of the lists, but it's sort of embedded in almost all these guys. Okay, so if you have to sort of prepare yourself to get into industry 3 or 4 years from now, all you need to do is just learn or maybe become good in any of these topics, any one of these topics. That's all. I'm not saying you should be good in all the topics. Any one topic you pick which you like, and once you sort of learn it well, I think there should be no sort of dearth of job opportunities for you. A word of caution: it does not mean that you learn only these. What I'm saying is, whatever courses that your institute is going to teach, those are fundamentals. They are needed. They are the basics. Without learning the basics well, you won't be able to master any of these topics that are listed here. Okay. So the first requirement is pay attention to whatever is being taught in the class, in your class, in all the courses. Learn the basics well. Once you learn the basics well in the course, as electives or whatever, or your final year project or whatever it is, you can pick any topic and do a final year project or electives in these topics. So that will allow you to now, apart from learning the basics, it will allow you to be prepared for future technologies. So that's what I'm suggesting here. Number two, classroom learning is important, very important. It does not mean you stick to that alone. Okay, buy some magazines, all your IEEE. I'm sure that IIIT is subscribing to IEEE and one second, IEEE and ACM magazines. So you can sort of please go through them periodically so that you will be aware of what is happening in real world. And finally, the most important task is, I have come across people who buy projects. What do I mean by this? In the final year, when you are supposed to supposed to be doing a project by yourself, what happens is students, they don't do the project, but they give money to some other small chota mota company, and then that chota company does the project for the student and gives the project report. These students then submit this project report as if they have done the project by themselves. Okay, do not do that. You are sort of shooting yourself in the foot. I mean, joining an institute like IIIT Trichy is a great opportunity, and please do not do anything like this. You know, please engage yourself in all the activities and opportunities that your undergraduate or graduate study offers you. You will learn a lot, learn the basics well, keep track of the trends, and of course, pick up one of these topics and learn them along the way. Okay, so this will help you to sort of if you're interested in job market, it'll help you with the job. Even if not, if you're interested in a master's or a PhD, learning these things will certainly help you. So finally, we are not only worried about your technical skills. Uh, the world out there, be it even academia, even if you want to pursue a master's or PhD, or even if you want to pursue apply for a job, it is very important that you have your soft skills. What is soft skill? Things like these, okay? Ability to work as a team, ability to solve a problem, ability to sort of manage unforeseen circumstances. How do we manage time, juggle time across multiple tasks? More importantly, empathy, meaning you should be able to understand the difficulties that your fellow student might go through and offer something constructive. Okay, so empathy is extremely important. These are the qualities that we look for when we hire someone for our company. Okay, and it has been said that all, if you noticed, almost all the tech companies have people of Indian origin as the CEOs. One, it's not a joke, it's not a coincidence. One reason is that as we grow up in India, we get so many challenges. Okay, even if you're staying in a hostel, it could so happen that sometimes your Wi-Fi may go down. Sometimes there could be power cuts. Being hostel, even at home, and things may not always go as we planned. So what happens is this sort of forces us to think on the fly, think by ourselves, and figure out how to overcome these small problems that have come up in our way. And it is this quality of ability to overcome the uncertainty is what is needed to run a company. And that's what, since all the Indian CEOs, all the CEOs of tech companies, they are Indian origin, they had a very good training in learning to manage uncertainty. That's why some people say that it's one of the qualities which have made them the right candidate for CEO. So so apart from technical skills are needed, and you need to focus on these soft skills as well. And good thing is there are some institutes outside there are some other opportunities which are outside, let's say, your college, which may help you to develop these soft skills. Okay, so you can make use of those organizations to help you cultivate these soft skills. Okay, so just to summarize, IT is a great discipline. You have entered the industry at the right time. I'm so happy for you. I think you will do, once you learn the basics well and pick up, if you are sincere, I think there's nothing that you cannot do. Okay, so wishing you the very best, and feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. The students will post the questions in YouTube. I will check them and I'll tell you, sir.
Sure, madam. So, if you don't mind, I may have to join another meeting. I thought this was between 10 to 11. So, our CTO has called me for another meeting at 11. So, if you don't mind, maybe I may have to.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for your very elaborative information on what are the future prospects. And yeah, we wish that you are at the campus. Okay, and please plan a
Certainly, sir.
visit at the
I'll try to even Tiruchirappalli is something when I really want to visit the campus. I'll
It's up,
certainly drop by
sir.
sometime.
It's
I'll
your
inform you
campus.
before.
You are a member BOG. Always welcome. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Yes.
I'll inform you before I come there.
Yeah. Please. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you for
Wishing you the
joining.
very best to all the students. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Shall we close? Fast. I think he has left. No problem.
Priyadarshini?
Ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Thank you everyone for being with us. I request everyone to please stand up for National Anthem. Thank you everyone for being with us. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Have a nice day. Thank you.